Hi, my name is Ben Hartline. We're all students at Kent State University in the research writing class, and this is,
Stefan Hall.
And I'm Tyshawn Henry.
and yeah, we're just here to talk about our podcast. So I think we're going to talk about AI first. Tyshawn, did you want to start us
Yeah,
off?
so in class we talked a lot about AI and how it can be bad in classrooms, but doing a lot of research, I found how it can also be good. It can help. Really, it can just help students better understand. Like, if they don't understand something, they can use it for that instead of just looking up answers. I think AI needs a lot more adjustments to be used in the classroom, but it can be used in the classroom. Um, I mean, it's just embracing the challenge to help students learn how to use AI the right way. It's just making sure that they know, like, we can find out if you use it the wrong way, and the best thing to do is to use it the right way. But to go,
I agree with you saying. Basically, what I was gonna say is I definitely agree with your point. I think AI is in a very gray area in general. Like in the world, it's so new that people don't know how to use it ethically. I think is what
mm-hmm.
you were trying to say. Like
Yeah,
people don't know how to use it the right way like that. I know it's a big problem in art as well, where it's like people don't know if it's ethic to use it or not. But I think with the students, it's a good tool to use on the side instead of just having to do your whole assignment. I think like how you were saying, you definitely should use it on the side. Maybe if you need a little bit of an extra push or an idea or two, I
mm-hmm.
think that's when you should go to AI. Not when you want to do the whole assignment. You shouldn't use AI for it. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I would agree with you. I think AI, it's kind of like in a gray area right now. I think a lot of students they want to use it and they want to use the benefit themselves, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gray because it's very easy to get into academic dishonesty. So people, they might use it for an idea, and then that leads into, oh, write my hypothesis, and it's like, oh, can you help me write my paper a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then it can become a problem in that way.
yeah.
But I think it definitely does have a lot of benefit if you're struggling with things, and you're just looking for a quick answer or just looking for an idea. Um,
Yeah, so even in my previous writing class, she let us use AI to basically to just revise our essays. So we couldn't use it to help write our essays or to write or to help develop the ideas. But after we wrote it, we could use it to like make it sound better or help any grammar issues. But not only that, it can be very beneficial to teachers because a lot of teachers use a lot of their time with during even outside of class grading and coming up with lesson plans, and this can really help teachers come up with those plans and not have to spend most of their outside time doing that.
I think that's a good idea too. Honestly, I feel like I hear a lot of teachers complain, not complain, but I have heard teachers say like they're very busy outside the classroom. Like they tell us that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess anything to help them with that would be nice for sure.
okay.
Cool.
Do we want to talk about brain function a little bit?
Yeah.
So, we talked about the amygdala, which is like the reptilian brain. It's like the very first thing that, kind of like the fight or flight if you're in danger, or the very first response of your brain is going to be from your amygdala. It's going to like want you to react quick, which is why, um, a lot of times if you're in distress, they say you shouldn't make any major decisions because it's probably your amygdala, that emotional kind of reptilian response that you're gonna have. Um,
Yeah, then that tied into our one of our discussions with morality, with the was it the streetcar or
Yeah, it was
the
a
race
trolley
car? The
car.
trolley
oh,
car.
the trolley cart
Yeah, the
problem.
trolley
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
when you either have to push someone in the way. No, you had to choose between hitting like five people or hitting one
One
person,
person, yeah.
and it was basically the morality behind that. Like, why is one person better than the five?
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think I found that really interesting in class, that like whole section that we did, because the one thing that really caught my eye was like the baby video. I don't know if y'all
Mm-hmm.
remember that, but like when the little kid helped the grown man who was like obviously struggling, I found that to be very, very interesting because like before learning anything about like good and bad or right and wrong, the kids still like knew exactly what to do. I don't know. That was very interesting to me, and I like doing a discussion on that too because again, I found it interesting. So it was kind of easy to discuss.
Just kind of like how baby, like that's already like ingrained in them, and like they already
Yeah.
kind of just know to
Mhm.
do like what to do and what not to do, and
Exactly.
like how to help out other humans, and yeah, it's kind of cool.
And then it just makes you think like if we start out like this, then how do we stray so far from that? Like, because people go so far from good. It's like, how can you when you literally were born like a certain way to help people? It's kind of weird.
I guess that just goes into like how people were raised and like their background and um, yeah, just how their family kind of brought them up and what they were around.
Yeah.
Eventually, that kind of transforms their mind a little bit and they react differently.
Yeah, and just the innocence of being a child. Like
Also true.
you're born with an innocence. Like you really don't know. You just I don't know. It's just a certain innocence that comes with being young like that. That like you were saying, you go out of because of your surroundings. So your surroundings definitely play a huge part in losing that innocence.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
No, I would agree with that. And then, do you guys want to talk about self transcendence at all? Like the Jonathan Haidt and how he says everyone self transcends. Do you guys think if you guys have done that in your own personal lives at all?
I don't think I've done it yet. No, I don't think so.
No,
No.
it was, but that was really interesting because it was like I'm trying to think of the example he gave about. I think it was a woman. No, it was a guy, and he. It was like basically he was saying he was pretty much reborn.
Yeah.
Oh, he felt like he was born again.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that was kind of when you don't go through stuff like that, you really don't know,
No
can't
way.
understand,
Yeah.
so you can't really
I agree with that too.
agree
Yeah.
or disagree with what they're saying.
Yeah.
I think whenever you go through like certain like life altering events and stuff like that, the self transcendence, it really changes your perspective on the
Mhm.
world and like how you maybe you react differently or you treat people differently because you realize that others or maybe they might be going through things and since you've went through that personally, you're able to relate to that more and you're a little more caring versus maybe originally you might not care that much. You're like, oh, everyone goes through hardships, but
Mhm.
whenever you personally go through that thing, it makes it more relatable, and you just kind of care a little bit more.
So it kind of tie into morality with that. It's like that's something that you really can't, or like it's something that when it happens to you, it like changes how you are. It changes your view on things. It's kind of the same with the morality as well. So I feel like that's definitely true. A situation can definitely affect you that like drastically that you go through a change like that. I think it's definitely possible for sure.
And I mean, think about it. It doesn't always have to be something like bad or life changing. It can be a good event in your
Yeah,
life that
also
just
true.
changes
Yeah.
Yeah.
your outlook on things.
True.
Which I think is probably it's probably way less common for a good thing to happen and for it to really change your outlook. I think most time when people think about self transcendence, something bad happens. And
Yeah.
That's true.
that bad thing makes them look at life differently.
Yeah.
I think it's important to look at the other side of that.
Yeah, I like that point there
Me
because the good way because there's also some people who are really down in the dumps, like maybe like a homeless person or someone who's been struggling with alcohol or drugs, and then maybe they go to rehab, and that's a good thing. Eventually, maybe they go for a couple weeks and they kind of wean off of it, and their family sees that and they see that maybe they see that new light of themselves and kind of see themselves again. I think that's like also a good self transcendence, kind of like you mentioned.
Yeah, I would say that's a good point because honestly, I honestly really went to bad when we were thinking about that. So I think that is a good perspective to have. It's definitely good and bad to that. But yeah, the good is probably far and few in between. At least today, I feel like. But I think that is important to see both sides, the good and bad of that.
I mean, that can even tie into like, let's say you're a college student having fun, and then you're going out every night drinking, not studying, and then one of your friends gets kicked out. It's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but then it makes you turn around
And then you be
and start doing the right thing
Mm-hmm.
instead of skipping classes and not going. So it's definitely two sides to everything.
Absolutely. So one of our discussions, I was going to kind of shift the subject here. We talked about comedy. And I was just going to ask you guys, like, why do you guys like comedy? What aspects of comedy do you enjoy? Like, what makes you really like it or enjoy it?
I would say for me, in like the times that we are in, I feel like some comedic relief is definitely important. Everyone needs to smile. Everyone
Definitely.
needs to laugh. Like it gets you through, like for surely. And I think comedy has created big opportunities for a lot of people. I know a lot of people have started on like small apps like Vine and TikTok and all that, and then they grow up and be big comedians. They're in movies and all this stuff now. So I think it's really expensive. I enjoy comedy myself because I like to laugh. So I'm never complaining when someone is being funny or comedic. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
For me, it's just it's just the like you were saying, the comedic relief. It's the being able to laugh at something or being able to relate to what they're saying.
That too.
Because a lot of the comics I watch, I'm able to relate to because they pretty much have gone up the same way.
They've been through similar things.
Yep. And even some of the people that I watch that I haven't been through anything near what they have, they express their trauma through
The
comedy.
Yeah.
Which is also why I think comedy is really good because that's in a lot of ways that's how people deal with their what's the word I'm looking for? Their traumas.
Hardships in life.
Yeah.
That is true. We do hear comedians talk a lot about that, like turning the bad into funny for others to laugh at. So I think it could be good. It's a way to cope for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, I kind of like you guys both said, like being able to relate to the comedy. I didn't even think about that, but most of the comedy that I actually end up watching, I'm able to relate to. I think it's really cool just being able to kind of relieve that stress, just laugh, and like one of the big things for me about it is not taking life too seriously, and just being able to enjoy like those different moments and jokes, and realizing that we're only here on Earth for a short period of time and making the best of it, and having some laughs along the way, I think goes really far. Just in your everyday life, relieving that stress, and I think it's great. Is there anything else you want to talk about mentioning sports? You want to talk about any sports?
Yeah, we watched the Cavs lose yesterday. I don't know. I guess we'll see this in class if anybody watched that. So that was the sports topic of today. The Cavs are now 15-1. So hopefully they keep playing good after yesterday's loss.
We need LeBron back.
We might need LeBron back, bro. It might just be that time.
I mean, we did 15 in a row.
Yeah,
LeBron might be able to stay where he at.
Yeah, we got. I think we really just lost because one of our key players played terrible. He shot like 3 for 20, but if he doesn't do that, I think we win. So
have we played the Lakers yet this year?
We did play the Lakers. I think the Cavs lost to the Lakers. No, we
just lost to the Celtics,
we beat the Lakers for sure. Bronny played. He scored his first games in Cleveland, so that was.
Oh, that was his first game. Yeah. Bronny played with him. Oh, that's right.
It was here.
That's pretty cool.
So that was cool. For that to be in Cleveland was kind of fire. So hopefully they continue to play good and get past the first round of playoffs.
Hopefully, because it was like this streak going in. It was like you need to keep this streak. Well, hopefully this gets them back into the mentality of
winning. Now y'all got to win again since y'all took an L. It's not no comfortability.
Well, they were trying to beat the record of the Warriors, right? 2015, 2016 wasn't their record like 25 or 26 games?
It was 25,
That's insane.
And they been so. Now we like tied at 2, I think, which kind of sucks. If we would have won one more, we would have just been 2. But now we're tied with like 2 other teams, I think.
Well, I think that about wraps it up. You guys have anything else you want to say, or?
No, that's cool. About it.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed.
I enjoyed that.
We'll catch you later.